Hello, this is the Forge Your Trail podcast. I'm your host, Frank Rodriguez. We have today, our guest is Brittany Cramer. This is the second part of our interview with Brittany. Brittany and her husband, Jonathan, founded Crockstar Dinner Club, which is a successful business here in Oklahoma. And we're going to talk to Brittany about what it's like to be a business owner, a successful business owner, and at the same time be a very busy parent. So, Brittany, you started Crockstar when you were pregnant with your fifth child.
Yes.
What was that experience like?
It was crazy. I was, I was like 3 months pregnant, and I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but just trying to make a little bit of extra money, give myself something to do. So yeah, it was a whirlwind, but it started just like that, just kind of crazy. So yeah.
Yeah. 5 children. That's a lot to wrangle while you're also wrangling a successful business. What is the challenge that goes along with that?
Just having time for everything and trying to, balance life, balance work, balance activities, balance time with your family, a little bit of all of that. It's definitely not always easy, but, try to put it, just figure it all out. And after being around, owning Crockstar for almost 10 years now, it's gotten better, a lot better. So, but just figuring it all out.
So how old is your oldest and how young is your youngest?
So my oldest, just a little backstory. So my oldest is actually 20. She was my first child. I had her, and I actually gave her up for adoption. So she is a big part of our family now. We have a very close relationship with them. She is one of my babies. That's why I say 5, because she is part of our family. But she has a different mother and father that are amazing. So I didn't raise her, but she is now especially very much part of our family. So, but with I don't even remember your question.
The oldest to the youngest.
Yes,
how old is
oldest.
the youngest?
So oldest is 20. And then we've got a 17-year-old, we've got a 15-year-old, we've got a 10-year-old, and we've got a 9-year-old.
Wow.
Yes.
So 2 teens and 2 preteens.
Yes, very much so. Oh, my goodness.
Is your household big and loud and
Yes,
noisy?
We are a loud family. One of my daughter's friends years ago, we always joke because she said, if you guys have another kid, I'm not coming over anymore. And we always laugh about that. She has 2 older siblings that have been out of the house for years. So she was kind of raised more like an only child. So our house is crazy. And we're loud and, talkative people.
Sounds like a fun house.
Yes.
So it's obviously got to be hard. How do you balance family life with the demands of a successful and growing business?
So really just trying to be intentional about making time for things, for the family, for this. I stopped doing things at a certain time because I have to, because, moving on to the next thing. So really it's just about being intentional with each thing, that it's like, I can't continue doing that. If it can wait till tomorrow, it waits till tomorrow so that I can be with the family or this or that. Again, also like family mealtime. That's important to us. So being home for dinner, being able to be together, and just making an effort for each individual thing. So
you started this in 2016. So you had baby children when you were doing this.
Yes, very much so.
So toddlers running through the house?
Oh, yeah.
Diapers being changed?
9-month-old or 1-year-old and pregnant, and then 4 and 6-year-olds. Yep. It was crazy.
You're a brave person.
Thank you.
So what do you think that your children are learning from watching you do all of this?
I pray that they are learning that if you work hard, you can succeed. That good work ethic goes a long way. And just that not to be scared, I think that they're learning that you can be successful. If you work hard, you can succeed. If you want something, you can succeed. You just have to try. If you don't try, you never know. So I'm just hoping that it's instilling that they know that they can do it, and that they are capable of anything, and that work ethic is very important in life. And that is something that my husband and I have always wanted to instill in our children. So I hope that they're seeing that and learning that from it. So,
Do you think that you learned anything being a parent that you could then apply to being a business person?
patience. For sure, patience. I mean, it's not easy necessarily, running a business. Listening to both sides, dealing with customers is not always easy, but seeing both sides of things, which I like to do with my children as well. And like I said, patience, but really just listening, like if I have to listen to the customers and hear what they have to say, and then same with my children, listening to what they have to say and how they're feeling, and then also letting them know how we feel, or, towards a customer or towards whatever. But yeah, definitely problem solving is what I think I've learned from parenting for a business also.
So there's a new word. It's parentpreneur. It's a person who is an entrepreneur and also a parent.
Yes.
That's a very hard word for me to say.
Yeah, that's okay.
What were some of the biggest challenges you faced as a parentpreneur?
Well, at the beginning of Crockstar, like I've said, it was not expected to be what it is. I'm very grateful and blessed that it is what it is, but I really, truly just thought it was going to be this little side hustle that I did on the side. So when it started growing and growing and growing, it was really, really tough because I didn't know how to manage it all. It was definitely a learning process. I didn't have employees at the time, or not lots of them, just people that would help out here and there. So it was a struggle, because of our growth was quicker than I think a lot of.
It was amazingly quick.
Yes. Like, it's such a blessing, and not complaining about it. I mean, I wouldn't have wanted it any other way, but it was a struggle for a little bit trying to get it figured out. And being a business owner, I don't want to say I was thrown into it, but not expecting it to grow like this. And then realizing, we need to get a store, because I was doing it out of my house, but we were too big. Just kind of trying to figure out all the avenues. So it was tough, but once I really sat down and started learning a little bit more and realizing I need to hire people for this, I can't do everything as a business owner. And I think that that's where a lot of people struggle sometimes, is learning that you have to let go of some things and give that to someone else. And that's where Tracy came in for me, my operations manager. I was like, okay, I have to let go of this part. I can't do everything. To succeed, I can't take it all on my own. So hiring people that could help me out in that way was where it really started, figuring out how to be able to not do it all and still be with the family. So it was hard for a while, and I'm not saying it's not still hard, but being in this business for a while, it's been awesome that, you can trust people and do it that way.
And when did this Tracy come into your life? Was she your first employee, or?
No, actually, technically, she was my first employee that we started paying and stuff. Because when Crockstar started getting bigger, we would just have people come and help prep the meals, but they weren't employees.
Yeah.
We just, pay them with dinner, free meals, stuff like that. But Tracy was the first one that it was we'd love to put you on payroll. We'd love to have you. And she was our first employee and full-time employee. So she came in about a year and a half after Crockstar. She started helping just prep meals and stuff like that once a month. And then it was about 2 years, 2 years into Crockstar maybe, was when we offered her the position and talked to her and got her on. So, she was technically our first paid employee.
Brittany, was there ever a moment during those early days when you thought, I just can't do this? This is just too big.
Yes. There were many moments like that. Like I previously had said, is our first month, we had 10 customers that ordered. And it was the way we set it up was you order and then there's a pickup. So I made all the meals in one day. And then the next day was the pickup. So we had 10 customers and I made 170 meals. It took me 18 hours. I barely got any sleep. I was overwhelmed. I mean, at that point, I was like, I'm done. I can't do this. My husband was like, we'll figure it out, all that. So it kept getting harder and harder because we kept getting a little bit bigger, but I also started working smarter, not harder, or a little bit of both. But there were times that I thought that it was too tough. There were times dealing with customers. I'm a self-proclaimed people pleaser. I like people to be happy. So, and I like people to know my heart, which is good. I have a heart that wants to help others and please others. So when people weren't happy, it made me sad. And sometimes I just thought, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, because maybe at that time I didn't have thick enough skin. But I've learned, and now I'm confident in my business and what we are and who I am. So that really helped the process of not wanting to go, I'm done. And now I don't ever feel that, because we've grown in a business, and me as myself as a parentpreneur, I've grown. And so now I'm like, yeah, I want to do this forever.
But I'm sure that as the business has grown, it is more demanding on your life.
Absolutely.
So how do you actually balance the work-life balance between what your company demands of you and what your children and your family demand?
I have my set hours. It's very few and far between that I have to go back into the store at night to actually work. Sometimes during show season, which is right now in fall, it's our crazy, crazy time because we have so many shows. We're busy in the store. We're busy with fundraiser, busy with everything. There are times that I have to go back in, and I do have to make the meals and stay up there late. But time management is very important to being able to be with the family and be there. So I'm there in the mornings when my kids are getting ready for school. I drop them off. I work all day, and then we pick them up. So I work while they're in school, with the exception of a few nights here and there, very few and far between. But just being set to my schedule. And when I'm not there, we have other employees there because we are open to 8 o'clock. And so we have other employees working. So hiring employees and enough has been obviously a big help.
So what apps do you use? Do you use like calendar? And, I bet your calendar is just completely packed all the time.
Yes, thanks to Tracy. She is the great calendar lady, but we use that, and then just a calendar, but also we started this new program to where we have like certain goals every week that we have to get done. It might be 2 to 5 things, and I can't remember what it's called. And then there's kind of an up next thing that might have like 10 or 15 other goals that we need to do in the next couple months. And then there's a backlog of ones that it's like over the next year, and they just slowly kind of move to each section.
That's fascinating.
And that has been a life changer for us.
And
because
did you create that, or Tracy?
No, we had the guy that created our newest website and has really helped us out with our subscription service. He said his where he works uses it, and it's been a huge thing because we actually see things checked off the list.
Yeah.
Because since we are so busy, we'll talk about things, but we weren't always getting to them. And then it was time to get to them, and we couldn't. So this has been just very successful to get to the things and get to actually physically see something marked off the list.
So you're going to be like a wonderful role model for other parents who want that same kind of success. What kind of advice might you give a parent out there who's thinking about doing the same thing you're doing, starting a business from scratch?
I say do it. Don't hold back. Do it. Be confident in yourself. I've seen people for years be in, multi-level marketing and stuff like that. And there's always going to be those people that judge because they're like, oh, that doesn't work. And even with my business, we have people, there's always going to be naysayers in whatever you want to do.
Correct.
And it's just life. It's annoying, but it's just life. But don't listen to them. Just be confident in what you want to do and be fearless and just go for it, because you'll never know if you don't try. So
Right.
I definitely say go for it.
I think we've talked before about the role that your children play. Do they get to play a role in Crockstar? And has there ever been any surprises that they've brought to the business?
So yeah, they do play a role. The babes, my youngest two, like to just come up there and run around. So they just cause chaos.
So they add ambiance to the store.
Yes. But my oldest, the one that is 20, she actually works at Crockstar. She actually has an actual job there. She's in college at UCO, going to nursing school.
Sweet.
She is an employee. She was, and then she had to do school and didn't get to work there. But she just recently started working at the Edmond store again. So it's great that she gets to be involved. And she is a very hard worker and has been very successful at that. And then the other two, they come in and help when we need it. Moving boxes from our headquarters to the warehouse is something that they help with a lot. So moving things, prepping meals, opening bags. So they don't have a set spot there, but there is lots that they like to do. My third daughter wants to have part in Crockstar. She loves Crockstar. She wants to help run it one day. And if not that, she always just says, I want to do something like you do. Like which is awesome because she's like, I love that you get to do this and work for yourself and be successful. So I love that they see that. So
How does that feel?
it feels really good because I didn't give myself enough credit thinking I could ever do something like this for a long time. And now I'm a successful entrepreneur. And I love that she sees that in me and sees that, you can succeed if you just try and work hard. And it's not easy, but it is possible. So I do love that she wants to do it and she loves Crockstar. So, yeah.
You're a model parent in so many ways.
Oh, well, thank you.
How do you stay grounded and present with your family in the midst of all this busyness?
Just kind of like I was saying, intentionality is very important to our family. We put the kids down at night. We wake them up in the morning. We're there for all their things. And honestly, I get to do all of that because I have awesome employees also that helps out. But being intentional, business is very, very, very important. But being with your children and present in their life is the thing that I hold dearest to my heart. So when I know something can get done the next day and I don't have to stay late and do it, I take advantage of that. So really just making sure when I say I'm going to do something, I do that for the kids and I'm there for that. And then when I know it's business, I'm there for that. So, yeah.
What would you say are questions that I haven't asked you that I should have asked? What would you like to say about being a parent and being a successful business owner?
I don't know. Maybe involve your kids, which you kind of said that, but involving the kids is really helpful. Like when they were younger and still now, we always get them shirts to wear and to be proud of. So letting them feel like they do have a place in the business and can be part of it. I mean, some of my kids would make cards and bring them to school. They were very excited. So I loved the fact that they were proud of me and are proud of me. So just involving them in a lot has been awesome.
I kind of wondered if maybe you use them as taste testers.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
Yeah?
All the time. Yes. So, and my kids, I had mentioned that I was a picky eater growing up. Not so picky anymore. But I have two of ours are very, very picky. So it's always good to see what they like and see if they like it. So that is helpful because like I've said, I do aim our meals towards families. So we try not to make a meal too spicy or too whatever, So they're, especially my picky ones, are good at the tasting things. So yes.
I wondered if maybe you might develop a line of meals specifically for children, like mac and cheese meals or, you know, because
we do have lots of meals that we just know it's not specifically aimed towards kids. But again, every time we create a meal, I'm like, let's think of kids, because that's what we're trying to
And that's
think
what
of.
most parents are trying to feed.
Absolutely. Yes, very much so.
So looking back on this experience that you've had, what would you say that you're most proud of, both as a parent and as a business owner?
I'm proud as a parent to show my kids that you can do something that you want to do, that you can be successful, and that if you work hard, anything is possible. I'm most proud of business-wise that we've gotten to give back so much to the community and to people and to individuals. And, but yeah, I just want anyone, and not even just my kids, of course my kids, I want them to see that anything is possible and that you can be successful, but also just to other people. I want them to see that, just like the question of, what would I say to someone wanting to start a business is like, it's possible. It's hard work, but being a mom and being a business owner is possible. You just have to set some rules and decide how hard you want to go. So, yeah.
This is the Forge Your Trail podcast. Our guest is Brittany Cramer, who is the founder and owner of Crockstar Dinner Club. Brittany, thank you so much for being our guest.
Thank you, Frank.
And I would like to extend an invitation for you to come back
Okay.
and maybe bring your husband.
I'd love that. I know he
And
would
we'd
love
like-
it too.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.